Morning, y'all. Today is it's a good day outside. Good day, great weather. This is one of those days where it's not too hot, it's not too cold. It's October, probably about the middle of October at this point. And I usually try to blitz through work if I can around this time because it's not as hot or uncomfortable when you're getting, cooked by the sun. So today the goal is on my C1500, my 96. I'm gonna be swapping out the bumper. Now, I got the factory bumper on there for now. From the outside, you can't really tell too much, but on the inside, it is definitely like super rotted. I've knocked so much rust flakes off of it, it's insane. But today, what I'm doing is I'm putting on the Ford, this might be blasphemy, I'm putting on the Ford Econoline bumper. And who knew, if you haven't stumbled across it yet, the Ford Econoline bumper, those bumpers with minimal trimming on the edges, that is, they fit like a glove. They hug the body like no tomorrow. It's almost like it was built for this truck. There is another video, I'll probably try to tag the link, and in the link you'll see that there is the guy actually shows you how to do all the trimming from top to bottom. When he shows you how to do the trimming from top to bottom, that includes the license plate. It's like a license plate holder for if you're not a good welder. I don't know how to weld yet. I want to learn how to weld. It literally bolts into place. Now when it bolts into place, all you got to do is cut certain sections out, but you'll go to that video to see exactly how that's supposed to happen. But as of right now, the way that this one's going to work out, I'm just going to be messing with the brackets a bit, bolting it up, get it to sit where it's supposed to sit, and kind of like the first test fit. Once the test fits right and I can tighten up the bolts where they need to be, then that'll be its final resting place. Once I find its final resting place, then I'll actually coat it. I wanted to take it to get powder coated, but powder coating, that's not happening right now. If I'm being realistic myself, I'm gonna just paint it the best way I can, and then maybe down the line when I get the matching front bumper, which is gonna be a Chevy bumper, the smooth one, I'll probably take them both to get powder coated. But that's on the agenda for today, so we'll see how it goes. Man, look at that thing. Look at that view. Look at that. Look at my POS. Rust flakes and all. So just to get a quick reference, this is the rear of the car. Now the bumper's still on. I wanted to definitely get a shot, even though I got like a million pictures of what it looks like without it. Well, I'm sorry, a million pictures of what it looks like with it. So the bumper that's going to be going on today, here it is. This is the Ford Econoline bumper. Now they tell you it's pretty much from like 05 and up, but honestly, I think you can get away with a little bit older because they weren't too sure when I called the company if this will work out. But this one is from I want to say a 02. So, but the brackets, as you can see, they still bolt right up in the home spot. And I'm just not too sure which way they're going to go, because as you can see, the brackets, they move, and you don't know where they're going to need to sit to bolt up on your car. So I painted the inside of the bumper just to protect it from rust over time. I did the same thing with the mounting plates, and I did the same thing with the brackets themselves. And this, this dirty dingo, this is going to be a whole nother video for a whole nother day, because that's going to involve headers and all this other crap. And also got this Milwaukee, added this to the bunch, and so far this thing's great. The money definitely made it pay for itself. And this is a Diablo sander. It pretty much chewed through this metal like no tomorrow. And if you can see, there's a marker here. There's a template that they give you, and you have to follow that template and grind off the missing material. So it might have came out a bit around that, and you just got to smooth it out. But today, well now, I'll do the test fit, and hopefully it works out. Just got to back up, spin this thing around, jack it up from the rear, and get to work. All right, y'all, so we under here, and it definitely doesn't, it looks way better than it was. I'd have to throw some pics for y'all to see it, because there was so much rust and scale under here. It looked like it was like out of Silent Hill or something. As of right now, I actually wire wheeled it a while ago, hit it with some rust encapsulator. It wasn't the best of jobs because there is some deep in parts that I couldn't really get to as well. But today I'm going to be using a mixture of rust encapsulator and some it's actually I forgot what brand it is, but it's roll bar and chassis paint. So I'm gonna be using that. Now this is what I'm currently dealing with. This side is not as bad as the other side, but it definitely could use some work. So I'm gonna wire wheel as best as I can, knock off the rust, coat it. And this side, this is the problem child. This isn't too good. So I'm currently working on this, trying to knock this thing off right here. That was a hanger, and the hanger was causing a pocket with the rubber and also causing it to rust here. So I actually had the big plates. If I can find pics of those, I'll throw them up. But the entire hitch that was here rotted away to the point where the only thing left was just the rotted sides over here. And this is what was all in between there. I knew I had to do it, I had to attack it soon because not too good. So the crossbar, for example, this section, an RVT built, my man Reg, he actually pointed it out to me, one of the pictures, and zoomed in that this chunk is actually missing. So this either something that's going to have to be replaced, or I have to go with OBS Racing and get their support bars. But as of right now, about to get these bolts out right here. These are the 2 bumper bolts per side, and they are, I want to say, an 11, matter of fact, I actually have it. They're an 11/16, I believe. And yeah, they're 11/16, I believe, on both sides. The closest socket I have is an 18, but I'm not sure if the 18 is going to actually do a job. But we'll find out. All right, so just double checking, making sure. I got to correct this. 11/16 is the size, but it's only, I want to say, the size for the inside, and that's for the nut on the inside. The actual bolt itself is an 18. So these are going to be 18s over on this side. So I'm gonna hit it. I'm not gonna break the big boy out just yet, but I'm gonna use this 3/8 inch Milwaukee and try to walk it off, and hopefully it works out on both sides. And then after that, once the bumper's off, I'll pull that off. I'll have a whole lot more light coming in just from down here once all of this is gone. And then I'll break out the wire wheel and then start getting to work. So I don't want this bumper to like just fall on my face, obviously. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna just put these couple bolts in. I mean, this is my first time taking this bumper off of this body style, period. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick the bolt back in just in case this thing decides it wants to come down. And matter of fact, it wouldn't be a bad idea to just put the nut on the back end. And once I put the nut on the back end, I'll just do it finger tight just to hold it in place. And leave that right there. Now it's time to take the other side, but you already see me do one side, you see me do one side, you see me doing both. All right, so both sides is out at this point. Now this bumper and the license plate kit actually comes with a what do you call it? Actually comes with a license plate light, the light to light it up. Now the factory from here comes with 2 of them. I gotta pop these out. The aftermarket one only has 1. So when I do that, I'm probably just gonna either choose one of these to delete, or it kind of looks like the way that this goes in, there's this one harness here, this piece that goes into it, and it splits into 2. So truthfully, I could probably just tap into the 2 lines coming off of here just to make one line that goes to there. So I'm actually gonna just disconnect here. This way I don't have to fiddle with this on the bumper right now, and I'll deal with this afterward. But now I believe, as you can see, is loose, about ready to come out. And I think my homie was right. This thing, from just going like this bumper is definitely heavier than the bumper that I'm going to be putting on here. I didn't think I was going to be losing any significant weight, but I definitely am. So let me figure out how to get this off without killing myself and without having a drop in my face. Okay, so it's definitely looking like the deeper you go, the more you find out. I'm giving y'all every little bit of detail because it's the stuff y'all might run into. And honestly, it might not even be as easy for you because, like I said, you might have the rails for the hitch bolted in, which might get a little more difficult to get to this stuff. But this bumper is not going to just come out after you take those 2 bolts out. I was hoping that was the case because visually that's what it looked like. But now that they're all out, the issue that I'm actually running into is that the bumper itself. So I'm going to grab it with this hand and I'm going to wiggle. Now when I wiggle and try to get it out, as you can see, the issue is when you come up, the lip here is kind of like getting caught on the bottom of the bed itself, right where it curves. And then that 3rd bolt that I took out a while ago, actually didn't show y'all that. I probably should have said something, but I took that out while I was doing some other work under here because I knew in the future I was going to be taking it out. So it can't come out, it doesn't clear. So I can wiggle and pull and it just gets stuck. So it's looking like what I really didn't want to do, I'm going to actually have to take off these bracket bolts here in order to get the bumper off. And once those come off, hopefully that'll give me the clearance from these things being in my way. Now, from what I can tell, it is an 11/16 on this side as well, so lucky me. It's the same as the nuts that was on the bolts on this side of the frame. Now, it would be fantastic if while I'm laying here, I don't have to get up. The opposite side of this is going to be an 18 as well, I'm hoping. But that is in my way. Not sure if you can see it, but over here, this bracket is going to be in the way of me being able to get a gun on this side. So what I'm going to try to do is, actually vice versa, I'm going to see if I can get the right size for the opposite side as far as a wrench to hold it, and I have a better chance of getting a gun with a swivel on this side. So we'll see how that works. Alright people, so that actually worked. Getting these bolts out, that's on the inside, that's actually on the opposite end of these brackets. Because now, well, you know what, before I say it worked, the weight of the bumper is actually on literally 1 bolt right now on this side. So there's nothing over here now except for this that holds it in place, which I'm actually bravely going to move. Well, you know what, I feel the weight here too. So alright, this is going to be tricky because I don't want to die. I actually can feel the weight is resting on, which I'm glad I did. I put 2 bolts in this end for safety, just to hold it. And I have 1 bolt only on this side holding on the bumper. So I'm actually going to take the nut off this bolt. Oop! I can actually wiggle this a bit. Bracket, other bracket, come on, whoa, all right, all right people, bumper's gone, it's off. Gives me some more space so I'm not as tight when it comes to trying to hold the wire wheel and everything else. So all of this is going to get cleaned up to the best of my ability, like I said earlier. Once it's all cleaned up, I'm going to do my best to treat it. You know, buy me some more time. When you don't have the facilities to work on things, it definitely can get discouraging because working off the ground is the greatest, but you know, it could be worse. So that's the goal right now. I'm gonna actually go and buy a bigger cutoff wheel for this because it's a 4.5. It's kind of ate up. I'm gonna get a 5, put the 5 on, and try to get over here and cut these off like I wanted to. Right up in here. Try to cut these off because I try to get them off the right way, and it is not happening. So cut those, get this off the frame. Once that's all, clean everything up, and start prepping. All right, y'all. So this is pretty much as good as it's getting right now. I am done, super done. I pretty much got this rail all the way down to the bump stop. Same thing on the other side, all the way down to the bump stop. Got this crossbar here. And if you haven't noticed, I kind of decided to just say screw it and remove the spare tire holster down here. One of the reasons why I did that is because I realized that once this bumper does go on, there is no hole in order to access the part that you spin in order to get the tire to come down and to come back up. So pretty much just took that out of there. Also gave me a little more access to be able to wire roll some more stuff. But now at this point, it's time to start treating all of this stuff. All right, it's not the greatest. This actually was not my plan to use what I used, but I mean, I've had good results with what I used before. As you can see, I didn't get too crazy up in the tops because I'm probably going to end up changing this thing out. But in the meantime, living up north, salt, and all that other crap, I want to give it at least a fighting chance until I get the time, and the money to swap these out. Now, other than this stuff here that I got going on and in here, now I'm actually about to finally start test fitting the bumper and see how that goes, and hopefully be able to tighten up the bolts once I get it kind of in its home spot. And I also planned on pretty much doing it on the inside of the frame rail, but it's looking like I'm probably going to go on the outside because the OBS racing brackets that are the crossbar frame support, they go in the inside here, and if I'm not mistaken, they actually already line up in their machine to fit in the holes for the bumper. So if I put the bumper brackets on the inside, that's not going to work. But if I put it on the outside in the future, I don't have to do any sliding of the brackets or anything like that. So time to get the bumper and get it lined up. All right, so we back out here next day because it definitely ended up running a little later than I thought. One suggestion that the guys had over at Twisted Images was to put some sort of tape, especially if you're trying to protect the paint. I definitely need a paint job, but I'm trying to protect what little paint I have left. I didn't do this at first like I should have. It's already scratched, but before I make it any worse, I'm like, you know what? Let me tape it. So I pretty much kind of used my knees and all kinds of crap while I was on my back to line these up and get the bolt started on each side. Now for what I'm doing, what I'm going to do, I was going to try to get my old lady to help, but I thought about it overnight and I'm like, you know what, this is probably what I need to do. I'm going to tighten these bolts up on each side, not all the way, but just snug them up at first, because the issue is you have to find the home spot for these brackets. Now if I was to grab the bumper with enough force and slide it left to right, it would slide because these brackets give you wiggle room to move left to right. Now you have to pretty much get them snug enough and lined up so that way once these are in a decent enough spot and they're kind of snug, then I can tighten these bolts up, because now I pretty much have the spot where I know it's sitting at home, where once these are tight, all I got to do is just pop it off, paint it, and then when I go to put it back on, it should line right back up inside the rails. I know earlier I said I wanted to have it outside, but these brackets surprisingly didn't give me enough to slide over to get me on the outside. Not sure why. Also, I had to trim a little extra than in the original video, just in my case. I'm not sure why, but I pretty much took a Sharpie once I had it up on here and lined it up with the edge of the body here, and ran the Sharpie down the bumper. Once I did that on each side, I had to take off a little extra material. And that little extra material gave me the clearance I needed, so when I am pushing the bumper up, I'm not scraping as much as I was on the backside. So I'm about to snug these up, try to get it in place so I can hurry up, take advantage of this sun, and start painting it. All right, here's the finished product. Well, at least finished for now. I'm not gonna be able to tell the angle probably until I get up and drop it on the ground. And once I drop it on the ground, maybe I have to rotate the bumper slightly higher, slightly lower. I'm thinking slightly lower, but I got it pretty close to home. I re-tapped the grounds for the lights back here. I put the light in that they supplied, and I just attached their wires to the factory harness so that way it works. It's not an LED bulb, it's just a regular halogen bulb. And other than that, I mean, that's pretty much it. It is definitely not going to look like this once like the weather really kicks, because the salt is just going to eat this stuff up. So it's like a never-ending fight living up north. But now let's get up and see what it looks like. I want to say, let's see what it looks like from the actual outside. Oh. So that's the finished product. Even though it needs some slight tweaks, I'm definitely happy with the way that it turned out, for sure. So now it's time to drop it on the ground and get a better look. All right, y'all, it's on the ground. Get a good look. First, let's see all this nastiness that came out from under there. That was pretty much rotted out. That's the shaft to the anchor that pulls up the spare and drops the spare. Plastic on the low back step. Those brackets are heavy even though they're small. And this is that bumper. This thing was just rotting away. Just rotting away. So, I mean, I'm glad I addressed it, but there it is. There we go. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. I'm happy. I'm definitely happy. I'll take it. So now, I mean, I gotta wash it. I got all kinds of metal shavings on here and whatnot, but it's looking good, man. It definitely gave me the look that I was hoping that it gave me. And like I said, a lot of people are gonna think, oh, this is blasphemy. You putting Ford parts on a Chevy? Look, this look good, man. Or at least to me. This is in his mind, so that's what matters. But alright. If any of y'all interested in doing this miles, hopefully this video helps y'all out. And see y'all in the next one.